Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chassis Variant series, myself Critical Rocket. Here we are with the Executioner still, 5 of these in total. This is number 4 and this is the D version. The Executioner Delta is a complete 180 on the Bravo and Charlie versions, where they were very minimal on their hardpoints with very strong focus on high damage weapons at all ranges. The Delta just goes, I'll have everything, basically. It takes all of it. It has a large pulse, it has 3 medium pulses, 5 small pulses, an ER small, and 2 SRM6 racks. This thing is ridiculous for its hardpoints. It goes overboard. A total of 10 hardpoints with 2 missile. The 2 missile are in the left arm, there's 1 energy in the left torso, 2 energy in the right torso, and 7 in the arm. Yeah, it's got a lot. And it doesn't have any bonus heat sinks to compensate for the heat that you'll be generating with these weapons. As a warning, if you try this thing out, do not fire all of the weapons at once. You will cook yourself, you will take a lot of internal damage, and you will die. I experienced this when I was recording. It does not look good. It looks very, very embarrassing when you suddenly explode because you fired your guns. So yeah. It took a while to record this one, because this mech is just so awkward, let's put it that way. It's a difficult mech to set up for its fire groups, unless you've got a lot of fire group keys already assigned to your mouse or your keyboard or a mix. It's way too hot. It has great range profile, it can attack from pretty much all ranges, but it really suffers from it just basically doing a kitchen sink approach, and that with no hard focus on a particular type of combat, even brawling is kind of out of the question for this thing, because it can't brawl. It's too hot to brawl. You might be able to fire the pulses and the small pulses together, maybe, but you will start to rapidly overheat doing that. The SRM6s are an afterthought. The ER small is random. And the large pulse is something that you can comfortably fire at range on its own, but then you're doing about the same amount of damage, or less, than a bloody Cougar Prime. And that thing will overheat as well. So, it's tough, but, that said, it is one of the ones I would recommend, because as a custom base, it is fantastic. The right arm Omnipod alone is well worth purchasing this mech for, or at least the Omnipod. But having the base design, I think this is a good one to use for switching other Omnipods into. The Delta doesn't have any particularly strong quirks in any regard, but it's the fact that this thing comes with so many weapons to begin with. If you want to stock up on clan equipment, this has got a load of it for you. It still has its mask, it still has its jump jets, so it's still relatively agile. Be nice to remove the jump jets if you could, at least then you could whack in a few extra heat sinks, but yeah, the mech does suffer. It has a very high heat profile, but I'd still recommend it because it is fun. The only downside really is that outside of the heat is that the right arm Omnipod is still obviously quite low slung, so you're going to end up in a situation where you accidentally hit the ground, or a friendly who runs in front of you when you fire, that kind of thing, and you're going to be firing 7 energy from one hardpoint. You're going to do a lot of damage to that friendly. Conversely, you're also going to overheat yourself quickly if you do accidentally plow all your weapons into a hill, and the target that you're looking at just shoots back at you with impunity. So yeah, it is still a fun design. Like when you get into that comfortable rhythm, when you know that you can fire the weapons and you've timed it right, then you can get a generally playable sort of rhythm of fire with the mech. Otherwise, yeah, it's really not worth it. It does struggle in a lot of regards, but I could see this being used for a lot of like pulse builds, maybe with some backup with ATMs, or being able to use it as a solid sort of sniping build, that kind of thing. It does have a lot of potential, and it's definitely one of the ones I'd recommend picking up. If nothing else, it can be a little challenge for yourself to see if you can actually run this thing with the stock weapons and stuff, and see how you do. So yeah, it's fun. It's alright. I actually enjoyed this one, despite the fact that it did take me a long time to finally get a match I was happy with because of all the accidental, self-imposed explosions and other issues that I had, or just matches where I got focused down really quick. It was worth it, because this one is a good laugh. And this kind of map, Crimson, is a great map for it, because it's clearly built more around a kind of urban or very close quarters combat arena rather than anything that's more open, because this thing doesn't perform very well on the likes of Grimplexus, for instance, or Tourmaline, that kind of thing. You need a lot of terrain to break line of sight so you can get around and get your shots in, so like Mining Collective and Crimson, so yeah. But I think that's the end of that round. Yep, it looks like we just finished that one, so thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!